Right, this is a much needed and updated service demonstration on how we get aesthetics clinics more clients and more revenue, more profit. So it's nothing fluffy, it's not one of these client acquisition, super paid premium, blah de blah that you hear online with all these people trying to sound smart. We run ads, it gets you people in your local area interested, and then we use systems to take them to the clinic, which gives you more opportunities to sell to people in your local area and retain them. So hopefully that's a little bit more simple than what you see online and what you see in some of these questionable ads where they promise you the world. And I'm also going to go through results and expectations as well, so they're better managed. So I'm going to take one example which is more common aesthetics, think your body, your laser, your general skin treatments, and another example which will go over more advanced and more niche procedures, and I'll give you an example of that. And I'll also show you not just Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. So when we say Facebook ads, we mean Facebook and Instagram ads. But I'm also going to go over Google ads as well. So you've got your impulse buyers and you've got your high intent researching buyers. So I just recorded that service demonstration and forgot to, in the first 30 seconds, say why you might want to continue listening to me. So my name's Adam, I own RLA Digital Limited. We help clinics across the UK grow with paid ads. So that is Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and Google, which people search and also watch on YouTube and things like that. We use these platforms to get you more customers in your local area, and then you are able to grow a stable business off of those new customers by continuing to sell to them for the long term. And we have helped countless clinics up and down the UK. We work with some big names like 3D Aesthetics, Riverside Skin and Laser Clinic, Shapings Clinic, and many more big clinics and big names in the industry. So yeah, that is maybe why you would want to continue the next 17 minutes of this video, and I'll see you back there. So starting off with example number one, I'm going to go over body sculpting and HIFU for one of our clients. It's a couple of the various campaigns that we're running for them for their high ticket treatments. We spent £1,800. We got 700 leads, or just shy of 700. The clinic were able to get 153 of those booked on a sales opportunity, which is either a consultation or first session. Because if I'm honest, if an agency could book all of these people and have them paid over the phone, they wouldn't have an agency. They would have an aesthetics clinic. Something to think about. And the average client value for these kind of treatments is around £500 for this clinic and what they offer, and I'll go through that in a minute. But essentially we've spent £1,800 to get a sales opportunity of around £76,000 in the last 30 days. So just to show you a little bit more, here's the appointment report of 155 people booked, not counting the cancelled people. That's why it's 153, and there's a few people outstanding as well. And just to come into the nerdy part, which is the ads manager, this is the spend. These are the various different campaigns that we're running. These are all of the leads. The total just hasn't shown up here because it's mixed, but it is 699. And here is a quick look at their calendar for this week. And no, this is not the whole clinic's appointments. These are simply appointments that have came from the ads, which is, I would say, quite impressive. These are only ads appointments. These are none of the own clinic's efforts getting their own appointments booked in, treatments. These are all new opportunities for the specialists to see to and obviously sell to. Coming back a few more weeks is actually much better. It does slow down in the summer, so July, August, it slows down tremendously because everyone's on holiday. There is less demand. We do try our best, but no matter what you do in the summer, it is going to be a little bit more quiet. So for some clients who have higher budgets, we recommend lowering them, and for clients with a very small budget, no judging, it's fine, we would tell you to take maybe 4 to 6 weeks off just to save on a bit of costs. Keep the clients that you have coming in already, and then we can revisit in September. But this clinic, lots and lots of bookings, still a good amount of bookings for this week and next week, which is really, really positive. Now, how does this look for the consumer? How does the person get in touch? What do they see? What do they do? How do we get to this point where people are booking in for these appointments and then coming in and getting converted by the staff in-house? When you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, you will see ads like these. I'm going to play it. There's not going to be any audio because you won't be able to hear it. But you're scrolling Facebook, you will see some sort of video that comes up like these. This is an offer that we're doing that tempts the people to get in touch. And what we're trying to do here is appeal to as many people as possible with a good offer, but also appeal to people visually with good video content. Now, I'm not going to open up all my editing softwares to show you exactly how we do the ads, but what we do with clinics is we start off by launching them with a videography day. So before the ads, we'll come to the clinic, we'll get a better feel for the clinic, obviously having been there as well, and we will do a half or full day of shooting. So we'll capture talking to the camera, walking around the clinic, the outside with drone footage if it's sort of appropriate, the treatment footage, just to give people a more in-depth look and feel for the clinic so they can already get an idea of what to expect when they come in. Because a big constraint that we've had over the last 4 years is a lot of clinics send us some diabolical content. I'm talking about like 360p videos that you can barely see that was shot on maybe an iPhone 5C like 10 years ago. It's difficult for us to make good ads with that. So what we have been doing recently is we've been introducing videography for some of the higher clients whom are able to do it, and it has drastically increased the results. Not only the leads that they're getting, the quality of the leads, the experience of the people once they come in, because they already get a look and feel for the clinic before they come, and because we have creative direction, we can come there with scripts and give you a bit of idea on how to get the messaging right. These ads generally 90-95% of the time will outperform ads that we can just make on the fly from having your own content. Not that you have to do this, but it is very recommended to start. But anyways, I digress. I've been going on a bit too much about that. You will see an ad like this. If you are interested, you will click the get offer button. This is how it looks on Facebook. Let's go over to Instagram. When that loads, this is how it looks on Instagram. And when people are interested, what they'll do is they'll click on the link or the button, depends what app they're on. They will then go to a website like this. Now, it is very simple in format. It gives them all the key information about the offer, some credibility points. I'm in the builder, so you can't see exactly how it looks like on the phone. So, for example, the reviews is a little bit cropped, but there will be actually reviews there. It gives them more information about the treatments, the benefits, the prices. We want to give them everything that they need to know, all of the credibility, the information points that they need to see before making a decision. So what we want to do, and what is iterated throughout the page, is we want them to claim the offer that we've got on at the moment and book a consultation, because with body sculpting, you can get them in for one session. However, you're going to get that client, they'll pay one session, they won't see the result that they want, they will be then mad at you and they could give you a negative review. So what we try to do with treatments like this is sell them in packages. So what we want them to do is come in for a consultation to speak to the body specialist, who can then suggest them the right plan for them, and then obviously they can take it or leave it. Most people end up, once they're in the clinic, actually taking it and doing the package because they've had the advice. They've now built the trust, they've got a feel for the clinic and the staff, and then they convert. But let's say I've had all the information that I need. I am now ready to take it to the next step. I'm going to fill in a quick form that qualifies me, and you can add more questions to this. You can take some away. But essentially the practitioner, when they see them for the consultation, they want to see, what do they want to work on? What's their skin or body concern? How soon do you want treatment? Some practitioners might want to know that they're budget qualified, so you can put a question like, treatment starts from X amount. Are you okay with that? Is this within your budget? Just to sort of further get a bit of quality on the lead, and then obviously their essential details, because if they don't book in themselves, we do still need to follow up with them to try and get them booked in and obviously get that process rolling. But essentially they will come from this video to the page, they're happy with the page, they then fill in this form, and once they've filled in this form, we have now captured the person as a lead. So we can contact them whether they do book or not, but most people do book, and you can see that reflected here. So it simplifies the follow-up process for the clinic, whoever's dealing with the leads, maybe the receptionist. So it is nice and simple. And to show you another one, this is for HIFU. So HIFU is a non-surgical facelift. This one is quite popular and does really well amongst all clinics up and down the UK. And obviously, again, you got that nice videography going. Once they're happy with that, they will then come over to the site that only talks about HIFU. And it's very important that they don't go to just a random site that has everything. If you're telling someone you offer HIFU, you then want to send them somewhere that only talks about that thing that they're interested in, because our attention spans are short. We need to focus on something, otherwise we get easily bored. And these pages do that perfectly, because I've seen an ad about HIFU, I've come to a page that only talks about HIFU. I am now very invested in this because this is the only thing I'm thinking about in the next 30 seconds. I'm then going to fill in a form and then maybe book a consultation. So all in all, that gives the clinic lots more appointments, lots more local people. And again, it's people that can physically get to the clinic. We don't just target anywhere. It's people within a reasonable distance to the clinic. So it is people in your local area that can actually get to the clinic. And it's driving a lot more patients. So we run ads, people get in touch, they can then book themselves. All of the people are qualified and in the local area, which then gets you more customers whom you can sell to the first time and then over time retain. And this is how you build a stable clinic with recurring patients. So that is example one. Example two is a more niche procedure where we spent £297 for 57 leads, because the leads cost a little bit more, because the treatment's more niche, there's less demand, but what we did well is we got these people to not just book in for like a consultation, they actually book in for the procedure, and they prepay a deposit, which gives you more certainty. So if you ever heard of one of these client acquisition systems that guarantee you X amount of prepaid patients, blah 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 blah, this is essentially what it is. We are getting people to come from one of those websites that I've just shown you and book in and pay. And what that's done is it's resulted in £5,550 trackable revenue we know they've 100% made from that spend, which is an 18.5% return on investment. 18.5x return on investment. Let me go over to my other screen. I'm going to show you that really quickly. So we use Google Ads. Here is the spend, here are the leads. This is a tertiary conversion that we metric that we use, click-through rate, conversion rate. It just tells us how good the ads are doing. But this is our macro performance of Google Ads. These are the Google Ads that people see. So when someone searches for mole mapping, mole check-in, skin cancer check, things like this in their local area, again, within a reasonable distance to this clinic, one of these adverts in any form will come up, and then the person will click on, come over to the website. They will then get all of the information, credibility factors of what they need to see to reinforce their decision. They will get the prices so that they know exactly what to expect on the next page. And when they are happy with that, as you can see, it doesn't talk about claim offer or book a free or book anything. It just says book your appointment. So anyone then clicking onto the next step will be ready to book an appointment, we assume. And when they do come through and start initiating that booking process, you will see there is a total amount and a pay now. So in order to come onto the calendar, like we previously saw, you do have to complete this calendar and pay a £50 deposit, which means that you're 100% committed to then coming in and paying the rest of that on the day that you have the treatment. So ultimately, what that's resulted in, and just to reinforce that, we have all of the deposit paid logs here. I'm going to blur out the names obviously for data protection, but you can see that everyone is actually paying this deposit, and it is as recent as yesterday. So this is coming in quite frequently. And then if we go over to the reporting, the appointment report for the last 30 days, you will see the 15 appointments booked. So we've had 12 mole mappings, which are full body scans that are £375, and the 3 mole checks, which are £250 each, all again prepaid for. That is the 15 appointments. And you can see how this is easily trackable. So that is how we use obviously the Google ads and the Facebook ads to get more people in your local area interested in what you're looking for. And that is how we then drive them to the clinic to give you more sales opportunities or direct sales. If you are interested, you would like to know a bit more of a deeper dive, a bit more technicalities on how we script the videos, how we do the videos, how we draft up the campaigns, I can go over that. I just think for someone looking for this kind of service, you might not need to know the intricate detail, because that's what we specialize in. We take away that legwork and knowledge of you having to do that to give you the macros. So you know exactly how much you spent, you know exactly how many opportunities you've had, you know exactly how many people you've sold to, and the amount that you've sold to as well. Not every clinic will track their revenue, especially the smaller ones. They might not have the time or admin capability to do that. So that's why sometimes we have to say sales opportunities, because we don't know the full number at any given time. And also, again, and any other agency that tells you that they guarantee every single client makes 5x, 10x, blah, 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 they don't know that, because most of the clinics, they won't report that data back to them. So again, there's a bit of a data loss there as well. But hopefully that's giving you a bit more transparency. It gives you a clearer idea of how this all works. If you have any questions, if this is something of interest, if you're looking to grow your clinic, reach out to me, send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help you.